Arrest Wike now. IG of police, if you can strip your men of powers because of misconduct on the streets, there is somebody in Mr. President's cabinet that is flouting the laws of the land, igniting fire, burning down government properties, leading his men in arson against the states, in river states, and you're keeping quiet. Don't you know the genesis of the problem? Do you think this man is right? What are you still waiting for? Wike is setting the precedence for what will consume Nigeria, what will become of it in the near future, and you guys cannot keep quiet. Arrest him now. We sounded the warning because we don't see this problem of River State as near being over. What are you and your men waiting for? Are you still playing along with Wike? Mr. President, there is somebody in your cabinet fighting against the state, fighting against the country, fighting against our countrymen, people in River State. What are you waiting for? If you are looking for members of the opposition to arrest, Wike is an opposition member. He is still in your cabinet. Is this a one-party system? A dictatorship? Arrest Wike now. Now let's look at the president's speech concerning what is happening in River State. According to the statement released by the president through his spokesperson Ononuga, Tinubu has called on Simlaye Fubara, political leaders, and their supporters in River State to exercise restraint and uphold the rule of law. What does this statement mean? Which law are we taking in this instance? In response to recent tensions following last Saturday's local government council election, the president expressed deep concern over reports of arson and explosions in the state. In response, he urged all political actors to de-escalate the situation and discourage their supporters from engaging in violence or destructive action. This is not just supporters. It is Wike commanding his army. President Tinubu directed the police to restore and maintain peace, law, and order immediately. The police that is playing along with Wike. The last paragraph gives a hint of what next they will do. According to President Tinubu, the judiciary can settle all political disputes and the outcome of this election should be no exception. The type of judicial interventions, solutions they have proffered and secured, like the one in Edo State, like the one that brought the president in, like the one in Imo State, like the one happening all over the country. They have set a precedence that is consuming Nigeria at the moment. More or not, the president presently is on vacation. He is enjoying himself according to his spokespeople. Whereas the country he's leading is at the precipice. Will anybody take the steps that Wike has been taking and go scot-free in our country? We all know the genesis of this whole thing, and there is no constitutional backing for the actions that Wike have taken from a start. Wike should come out and tell us what Fubara is doing in River State that concerns the Nigerian people and that should warrant the level of carnage he is establishing in River State. Wike has gone rogue and should be arrested. DSS, Nigerian police, what are you waiting for? Wike is a minister. He has no immunity. Even if he has immunity, when he is misusing that immunity, he should be stripped the same way the Nigerian police has constantly stripped any member of it that goes rogue. Wike has gone rogue. We cannot aid him. We cannot heap sands on him to continue. We now know the criminals in government with their activities. When we say that politicians are the problem of our country, this whole incident is making it clearer. Who bombed government facilities? Hungry Nigerians who loot are charged of treason. Politicians who burn government for River State. The level of carnage they are perpetrating in River State is appalling. They are trying to send a narrative. First, they bombed the APC secretariat. Secondly, they are bombing local governments. One in Ikwere and 2 other places. Because they are looking to provide evidences that they will present in their courts against the same people they have launched an offensive against. Manipulating the stories. The next thing they will say is that it is the riverines that are attacking Ikwere, Eleme, and all those places that looks like the stronghold of Mr. Rascal. Why Wike is single-handedly fighting Fubara can only be because he single-handedly installed him as the governor of River State. But he has forgotten that he imposed him on the people, and we the people accepted him. We adopted Fubara as the governor of River State. We the Nigerian people have adopted Fubara. Except he's going to come out freely and openly to untie the knots that has put River State in the mess they are in. Tell the whole truth. We cannot begin to go back in time to undo all the rubbish he has done. Otherwise, the people are going to help Fubara secure the mandate. They will help Fubara secure the state. They will help Fubara maintain the peace of River State. And every form of unconstitutionality will be meted with unconstitutionality. The so-called rule of law that does not follow due process is rule of tyranny and will be resisted at all costs. President, in his so-called narrative through Onanuga, was pretentious about calling out Wike. He called out Fubara without calling out the same man in his cabinet that he has given all the supports of state to destabilize River State. What is the correlation between the Minister of FCT with River State? The man holding place for you in River State in the name of structure, you refuse to discipline him, to call him out. The same way you have refused to call out the people in your cabinet destabilizing our country. Isn't it now obvious that it is politicians that are bastardizing our country? Isn't it now obvious that it is your interest that has kept us where we are? Mr. President is governing from the UK. He should be honest about making decisive statements about what is happening in River State and not just calling out Fubara, a man who has struggled to put it together. What is the correlation between Abuja, the Minister of FCT, with River State? You politicians will go through the back door and come through the front to tell Nigerians to align. What sort of rubbish is this? DSS, your loyalty is to the state, to the country called Nigeria, and not to a few who are protecting their interests. Why will Fubara kneel down to beg a man who shouldn't determine the fate of the Rivers people? A man who shouldn't determine the fate of Nigerians? What is the relationship of what is happening in River State with constitutionality? Why are we eulogizing the wrong things? Why are we buying weaker excuses? Why is the president shielding Wike? This same structure. Their political interests. What happens is that when some people think that they are benefiting from any anomaly, in most cases it spirals out of hands and consumes everybody. What is happening in River State, if handled the way this APC leadership has been handling it, if it continues, it will lead to something unexpected. The whole world should come to the aid of Nigeria because her politicians are burning the country down. How can individuals prevent people who have been duly elected from accessing office? What we are planting, by the time we begin to reap it, it will be too bitter to swallow.